Here's a segment from a recent Gun Talk radio episode. You can listen to all the Gun Talk radio podcasts however you tune in, or check out guntalk.com for more. The reality is, 50 years ago, 100 years ago, there was an awful lot of hand fitting that went into guns, and yes, there were some pretty nice guns being made then, but now we actually make guns with more precision using CNC machinery, cranking them out like crazy. And if you had to have these things finished by hand with one person at the end of the line with a file or a stone working it over, these guns would cost 3 times what they cost now. And the guns today actually are more accurate and shoot better and are more reliable than what we had 30, 40, 50 years ago. So, yeah, they don't make them like they used to. No, they make them a lot better and cheaper and a lot more of them, and that's a really good thing. And then sometimes they make guns that we just didn't have in the old days. Things you go, really? That's pretty cool. And that's what happened in the last couple of weeks when the folks at Ruger brought out something and went, you got to be kidding me. Join me to talk about that. Brandon Trevino from Ruger talked about the brand new LC Carbine. Hey, Brandon.
Hey, Tom. How are you?
Well, you guys caught a lot of people flat-footed with this thing, I believe.
Well, we introduced a pistol a couple of years ago, the Ruger 5.7 pistol, and
right.
That got a lot of people thinking about, hey, can you do this in a carbine? And, it takes a little bit of engineering, but we certainly can, and we did, and we're really glad we did. It's so much fun to shoot.
Well, and I guess that's really what it's about. The cartridge is the 5.7 by 28. And a lot of people know about it now. I mean, it's been out for a long time. I think FN created it or came out with it first. But the Ruger pistol changed. I mean, it turned everything upside down on that. It's like, oh, we can actually afford this now. And this thing really runs. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it really does. It's a pretty cool little cartridge. You've got, a miniature center fire rifle cartridge. You can put it in a pistol. It's a 40 grain jacketed bullet, a lot faster, a lot, more energy in it than like a 22 Magnum.
Right.
But you can still get 20 rounds into a magazine or 25 in a, extended magazine and,
right.
Put that in a pistol or a carbine. And it's a lot of fun because you don't have the recoil. Yes, it's a self-defense cartridge. It could be a small game hunting cartridge, but, I just enjoy having it on the range because you can just shoot it all day and really enjoy it.
Well, it's funny because that was going to be one of my first questions for you, and you've already answered it like 6 different times. I was going to say, all right, what is this good for? And you answered the question, which is, this thing is good for having fun. Take it to the range, no recoil, and it actually has a lot of power, much more so than, say, a 22 rimfire, even more so than a 22 Magnum. If you want to go, like, make fruit salad out of cantaloupes and watermelon and all, this would be a fun rig for that.
Yeah, and you can do it with prairie dogs, too. I did that a couple of weeks ago and just had a great time.
So, okay, well, that begs the question, if you're shooting prairie dogs with it, how accurate is this thing?
Inside of 100 yards, no problem. 200, you're stretching it on a prairie dog. I mean, you're talking a very small animal, but, you're stretching it at 200 yards. It's not a long-range cartridge by any means.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's not really the accuracy. Is you're running out of steam and what the cartridge can do at 200 yards.
I think so, yeah.
Huh. Comes in, I'm looking on the website now. It comes in, looks like 3 different configurations, 20 round, 10 round, 10 round. So you got state compliant, capacity compliant, which, is part of the thing you guys got to do.
Yeah, the different configurations just have to do with states, where you can have threaded barrels and folding stock. So the base configuration is going to come with the 16 1/4 inch threaded barrel and a folded adjustable stock or folding stock. And then there's some other configurations from there.
Does it come with sights?
The sights are flip-up sights, so they're your basic AR-type flip-up sight. But the main thing is it's got that full-length Picatinny rail, so you can throw a long optic on there. I like to use it with a red dot, but there's room if you're going to use like a red dot and a night sight or a red dot and a magnifier. You got that whole long rail on there. You can put any kind of sight you want on it.
And when we say there's no recoil, I mean, I'll talk about there really is no recoil. You just can sit there and just shoot this thing as fast as you want to shoot it, putting shots on target. You have more experience with this cartridge than I do. Would this be a little bit on the skinny or light side for hogs, do you think?
It is a little bit light for hogs. I know people have done it. I know some people who are going to go do it. You know, just like anything else, it's about shot placement, right?
Yeah,
so,
of course.
you know, you get them in the right spot. Absolutely, it can be done. But, you know, the whole ethical hunting, I definitely prefer to have something that's going to knock them over and you know, take them down that first shot.
One of the things that's happened, and I think because of Ruger, because if you're bringing out the pistol, is I think the ammo market has responded to that, and it's not difficult now to find 5.7 ammo.
So there was a time period there, you know, during COVID where, you know, everything was impossible to find, and there was just kind of a run on every caliber, and that was true. You couldn't get it, and if you could get it, it was very expensive. You go on Ammo Seek right now, or you know, to a distributor, to a retail website, you're going to find it available. It's not necessarily on shelves everywhere. It is certainly available for purchase. Prices I see running, you know, 70, 80 cents a round. It was lower than that. I expect it to come back lower once there's some you know, competition and more availability. But there's certainly no shortage. You know, it's out there. It's available. Pretty much, you know, anybody can get it right now.
Now, Brandon, you know that I always listen to see what's not being said. When you said when there's more competition in ammo, I caught that.
Well, you know, there's some internet rumors, but that's all they are until something happens.
Well done.
Yeah.
We can't talk about some things, right?
Sure.
All right. While I'm flipping around, I go on the website because you got this brand new LC Carbine, and this is very cool. And then I see it pops up on Ruger. What is an SFAR? That's cool looking too.
Yeah, so we had a good couple of weeks with two major product launches. These are completely new platforms for us. So, yeah, the 5.7 Carbine was a big one, and then the SFAR is our small frame AR, and it's kind of a misnomer. It's not a small frame; it's a standard frame. It's you know, the same as any AR-15 receiver size. However, it is a 308, so. It's I don't know, you call it a small frame 308, which is typically in that larger, heavier AR-10 platform.
Yeah.
This is 308 in an AR platform, and it is incredibly lightweight. It is very comfortable. I was actually just holding one about an hour ago, and you know, it's got that really nice skinny aluminum handguard on there.
Right.
It's like a competition rifle, and that one. Yes, I would take that hog hunting. I think that's going to be the primary use for that rifle.
Well, I'm looking at this is a 6.8 pound 308. Normally we would say it's an AR-10, but it's not an AR-10. It's really an AR-15 that you somehow have squeezed a 308 into.
Yeah, and that's it. That was the magic. The engineering was, you know, squeezing it in there. So had to blow out that magazine well a little bit. I know there's some engineering and material science, and how they got all that to work was a real trick. But yeah, it is basically a standard size receiver it'll hold a 308 magazine and chamber that cartridge. And it's got an adjustable gas system. It has the threaded barrel. So you can use different ammo types. You can suppress it, you know, all the things you'd want to do, all the things you would do with an AR-10, but in a much lighter, you know, much easier to carry platform, you know, the sort of thing you'd want to be walking around the woods with.
Well, yes, exactly. And that's always been my complaint with the AR-10s is, you know, love the 308, but, I mean, a lot of these were pushing 9 and 10 pounds. I said, yeah, I'm not going to carry that around. But 6.8, absolutely, I'm on board with that.
Yeah, and then back to the 5.7, the 5.7 platform, the Ruger LC Carbine is 5.7 pounds unloaded, and it's you know, it's under 6 pounds loaded, or with under 6 pounds with a magazine, and it weighs less than an AR when it's fully loaded. So yeah, it's an incredibly lightweight platform. It's lightweight and it's short. It's almost bullpup-ish, but it's not a bullpup. It's just when you put the magazine in the pistol grip, because it is basically the pistol receiver, it takes all that length. So we're talking about the AR-10s and the small frame AR that have that long mag well. We've eliminated that in the LC Carbine, and that's where you gain, several inches shorter of an overall compact platform.
Well, I also think that the LC Carbine would be a particularly good home defense gun.
Yeah, I mean, any application, I would think. You can't. It does have a threaded barrel, so you could suppress it.
Right.
The fact that it's so short and so light, it's very maneuverable in tight, close quarters.
Right.
And it's fairly short range. You definitely want to throw an optic on there. The key thing, I think, in that kind of application would be just finding the right ammo.
Exactly. That's just what I was thinking. Pick the ammo that matches your situation, depending on where you're living and what you're concerned with. Well, you guys have been busy, man.
We have been. Yes. We've got a couple of big new announcements here in the last couple of weeks, and as always, there's always more to come. So. Pretty exciting.
It's so funny. Every time I talk to you, it's like, yeah, we did all of this, and then you kind of hesitate for a second, and your brain's going, no, I can't talk about that one yet. You got more to come, don't you?
Absolutely. Always.
Well, thank you so much. This is very exciting. Talk about 2 new long guns, and no telling what's going to be coming on. As soon as you got the new ones, let us know, okay?
You certainly will know. Yeah, we'll be talking again soon.
Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate your help on this. Very exciting stuff. Brandon Trevino from Ruger. All right, 866 Talk Gun, the LC Carbine. A carbine in 5.7 by 25, and then a 308 that's the same size and weight as a 5.56 AR. Would you be interested in that?